Hello there, you're watching Nightline and I am Nadia Azmi. Here are the top stories. Prime Minister urges accelerated effort to build a strong AI ecosystem. And SPM results to be released on May 27th as scheduled. Good morning. Malaysia must accelerate its efforts to build a strong ecosystem, including through the education sector, in order to drive the development and adoption of artificial intelligence (AI) in the country. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said all ministries must synergize and work together to ensure that the country is not left behind in the use of AI technologies. According to Anwar, to create a robust ecosystem, AI should be introduced from primary school and secondary school to technical and vocational education and training colleges, institutes of higher learning and among civil servants.
Perlu kita asaskan matematik dan sains, kerana tidak ekosistem itu tidak terbina. Kita boleh bicara dan luncurkan AI hari ini, tetapi persiapan dari akar umbi dan meningkat ke peringkat tinggi tidak ada.
Anwar said this at the launch of the 2024 Malaysia Artificial Intelligence Nexus, My AI Nexus program at the World Trade Center in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. The Prime Minister also outlined 4 cores of the country's AI ecosystem, including having systematic AI governance, collaboration with multinational companies, coordination in the field of education, development and AI application, through the Malaysia Artificial Intelligence Consortium (MAIC), and ensuring that there is a pool of professionals and skilled talents equipped with AI knowledge through education and training programs, as well as industry collaboration with academia. At the same event, Anwar also launched the AI faculty at University Technology Malaysia (UTM), which was established within just 4 months upon request by the government. Meanwhile, in an effort to further strengthen AI development and adoption in the country, students of higher education institutions (IPT) will have access to existing information and research at ministries and government agencies. Anwar said the access will be provided through cloud computing, coordinated by the Science, Technology and Innovation Ministry (MOSTI), which has been given 2 weeks to do so.
Cloud computing memang terbatas sekarang. Itu baru dasar kita nak segerakan. Ya. Tetapi melalui agensi, nanti saya minta nanti kementerian berikan ini sekali lagi peringatan supaya students ada akses kepada agensi-agensi dan maklumat yang sedia ada.
Anwar said this during the Temu Anwar session as part of the 2024 My AI Nexus program. He also said with the rapid development in AI, there was also a pressing need for more AI graduates in the country. He added that he would direct agencies to create a nexus with industry players, not just in terms of industrial training, but also for job placement. The results of the 2023 Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia (SPM) examination will be released on May 27th as announced. Education Minister Fadlina Siddiq said there would be no change to the date despite calls for it to be released on May 23rd in view of the school holidays. Speaking to reporters at an event in Nibong Tebal, Pulau Pinang on Friday, Fadlina said the Education Ministry had listened to all views on the matter, more so when it concerned the welfare of teachers. She added that the ministry will provide alternative channels for students to obtain their results without burdening teachers.
Jadi guru-guru yang telah pun merancang percutian teruskan, tak ada masalah. Ya? Jadi kita akan pastikan bahawa keputusan ini mereka akan dapat melalui secara talian, kemudian secara SMS dan mana-mana anak-anak yang memerlukan juga tak ada akses pada atas talian dan sebagainya, mereka boleh mendapatkan keputusan di sekolah yang terdekat.
Fadlina added that it is also important to ensure that students have enough time to prepare their applications for public higher learning institutions for the upcoming academic session, which is why the ministry is sticking to May 27th. She also said that the ministry is giving a 3-week period for school administrators to prepare for students to receive their results without causing inconvenience to teachers who are on holiday. Engagement sessions will also be held soon to ensure no issues will occur on May 27th. Prior to this, the National Union of the Teaching Profession (NUTP) had urged the ministry to release the SPM results on May 23rd, 4 days earlier than scheduled, in view of the school holidays. This would allow teachers to go for their break from May 24th to June 2nd without the stress of waiting for the results. The government is committed to offering continued care for patients who suffered side effects from COVID-19 vaccines, including those produced by AstraZeneca. Health Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said the government has data on adverse events following immunisation, AEFI, caused by COVID-19 vaccines and has methods to treat them.
Maka ada kaedah kita untuk government akan bertanggungjawab untuk to see through rawatan mereka. Itu jaminan yang diberikan oleh kerajaan, ya.
Dr. Zulkifli said this at a press conference after attending the handing over of Baling Hospital's building expansion project from the Works Ministry on Friday. According to media reports, Anglo-Swedish drug maker AstraZeneca has said that it had begun a worldwide withdrawal of its COVID-19 vaccine after admitting in court documents that the vaccine causes side effects such as blood clots. The plantation sector has been urged not to cut down new forests for oil palm cultivation, but instead to improve the use of technology to increase production and income. Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said plantation is one of the biggest sectors that contribute to the country's economy, adding that the Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, wants to see this sector fulfill several aspects, including increasing the use of technology.
SPM also very concerned nak tengok supaya kita punya plantation ni akan sentiasa fulfill 2-3 benda lah. Kita tidak mahu pergi deforestation kita punya hutan-hutan kita. Kita stick at what we have, tapi kita nak meningkatkan kita punya yield, kemudian kita meningkatkan kita punya teknologi dan kita menggunakan kurang tenaga buruh asing.
Johari said these are three main points emphasized by Anwar during a closed-door briefing with the top management of Sime Darby Plantation Berhad SDP in conjunction with his working visit to the conglomerate's operating site in Pulau Keri in Klang, Selangor on Friday. The minister said players in the plantation industry should emulate SDP, which has successfully developed and applied new machinery technology in the sector. He added the use of technology applied by SDP successfully expanded the scope of work on the plantation to 12.5 hectares per worker compared to 8 hectares per worker before.
Pencapaian dan literasi murid. Kompetensi seiring keperluan semasa guru. Diskusi reformasi pendidikan ke arah memperkasa pendidikan Malaysia. Semuanya dalam Soal Rakyat, Sabtu 18 Mei, 5.32 petang, hadiri TV3.
Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azam Baki will continue to serve as the country's top graft buster for another year. Chief Secretary to the government Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali said that Azam's reappointment was consented to by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim. In a statement on Friday, Muhammad Zuki noted that Azam's reappointment, effective this Sunday, was made in accordance with the MACC Act. Prior to holding the MACC's top post, Azam had served as its Deputy Chief Commissioner of Operations for 4 years since 2016. He was appointed to lead the anti-graft body in 2020, replacing Latifah Koya, who decided to shorten her contract. Last year, Azim's tenure was extended for another year, ending on May 12. Meanwhile, Azam has vowed to fulfill his mandate with integrity following his reappointment as MACC Chief Commissioner. In a statement, the country's top graft buster also thanked Sultan Ibrahim for consenting to his reappointment. He added that the MACC also hopes that all Malaysians, together with the government machinery, without compromise, will help combat corruption in the country. Dewan Negara President Datuk Mutang Tagal, who died on Friday, will be laid to rest at the Sidang Injil Borneo SIB Lanbir Cemetery in Miri, Sarawak on Monday. According to a statement from the Dewan Negara President's office, a wake for people to pay their last respects will be held at Nirvana 2 Jalan Dewan Bahasa Kuala Lumpur on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. 69-year-old Mutang passed away at the National Heart Institute IGN in Kuala Lumpur after receiving treatment upon his return from Azerbaijan on May 6. He leaves behind wife Datun Ho Mei Liang and 3 children. The former Bukit Mas Member Parliament made history on February 19th when he became the first Daya of Lun Pawang ethnicity to be appointed Senate President. He succeeded Tun Dr. Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, who relinquished the post following his appointment as the Yang di-Pertuan Negeri of Sarawak. Meanwhile, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim and Raja Permaisuri Agong Raja Zarit Sofia have expressed their condolences to Mutang's family. Their Majesties, through a post on the King's Facebook account, said that Mutang's passing occurred while he was in service to the nation and hope that his family will find strength during this difficult time. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim also conveyed condolences to the Senator's family, hoping that they would stay strong in their moment of bereavement. In a posting on his Facebook account, Anwar described Mutang's passing as a great loss not only to Sarawak but also to the country. The proposal by US deep-sea survey firm Ocean Infinity for a new search for Malaysia Airlines MAS flight MH370 will be presented to the Cabinet in August. It will be submitted along with the latest evidence and information for review by relevant authorities under the Transport Ministry to revive the search. Its Minister Anthony Loke said his ministry needed time to prepare a detailed proposal document first before it can be submitted to the Cabinet. For that, it requires the proposal from Ocean Infinity first. The Association for Families of the Passengers and Crew on board MH370 recently revealed on Facebook that Ocean Infinity had forwarded a proposal to revive the search efforts to Loke. Among others, the company proposed conducting the search operations on a no-find, no-fee basis. Loke subsequently said Ocean Infinity had suggested commencing a new search mission in November, subject to the Cabinet's approval. On March 8, 2014, flight MH370 carrying 239 people, including 12 crew members, disappeared en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Thousands flee Rafa as Israel ramps up attacks. Fraud news from the foreign front when we return.
Tok, tolonglah saya risau ni. Sebab dia asyik pergi rumah janda Rusila tu je.
Keguguran dan kehamilan luar rahim ialah antara komplikasi kehamilan.
Cuma ingat lagi muka doktor tu. Sebab dia ingat memang betul-betul Cima nak mati.
Adakah faktor usia menjadi punca utama?
Bila seorang wanita itu berusia 35 tahun dan ke atas, itu dah consider ibu yang tua.
Ia dianggap tua ke?
Unfortunately.
Sempena Hari Ibu, Helidoktor berbincang mengenai komplikasi kehamilan pada hari Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Kejadian jenayah yang menggemparkan negara.
Payah tarik anak kita, tak apa. Patut pun jenis roya-roya tu. Buat ibu, orang lagi lah lagi. Tengok anak kita letak dalam kereta.
Buka je nampak beg duit dengan cincin ada atas meja. Kita tak hati.
Saksikan 40 jenayah gempar dalam 999 sepanjang Mei dan Jun ini di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Welcome back. On to the foreign front. Zionist tanks captured the main road dividing the eastern and western halves of Rafa on Friday, effectively encircling the entire eastern side of the city in the southern Gaza Strip. Around 110,000 Palestinians have fled Rafa as the Zionist forces expanded its military operations, targeting residential towers and public facilities across the city. The Zionist regime had also seized control of the Rafah border crossing, sealing the crucial entry point for humanitarian aid. With the latest attack, patients and medical staff have been forced out of hospitals, leaving many sick and wounded Palestinians with no way of being treated. Airstrikes and fighting were also reported in neighbourhoods of Zaitun, Sabra, Nasir, Tal Al-Hawa and the Shati refugee camp. In the meantime, the Israeli and Hamas delegations left Cairo on Friday with this latest round of ceasefire talks mediated by Qatar, the US and Egypt, ending without a deal. Croatian Conservative leader Andrej Plenković on Friday was formally appointed as Prime Minister designate for a third consecutive term after securing the backing of a right-wing party following an inconclusive election last month. On his social media post, Plenković said he was given a mandate to form a government after submitting 78 signatures of deputies elected in the 11th Croatian parliament, pledging he would continue to work for prosperity in his third term. Plenkovic's ruling Croatian Democratic Union won the most votes at last month's parliamentary vote in the European Union nation, but not enough to stay in power on their own. Thus, the party this week agreed to form a coalition with far-right Homeland Movement DP for a parliamentary majority. The new parliament is expected to convene next Thursday, after which Plenković will seek approval for his new cabinet, which analysts said will be oriented more rightward, with anti-immigrant DP as the main partner. South Korea will allow foreign doctors to work in its hospitals after a rigorous vetting process, as a months-long strike by junior medics shows no sign of resolution. Prime Minister Han Duck-soo on Friday said doctors with foreign medical licenses would be allowed to practice in the country in a bid to ease service disruptions. However, he added that the government will make sure to have a thorough safety system to prevent unqualified doctors with foreign licenses from treating people. The announcement came after thousands of doctors stopped working on February 20th to protest government plans to train more doctors, causing chaos in hospitals. The government is locked in a protracted standoff with the junior doctors who have refused to return to their hospitals, despite the Health Ministry offering to scale back proposed medical training reforms for 2025. Thailand's Health Ministry on Friday announced that 61 people have died from heat stroke since the beginning of 2024, compared with 37 in the whole of last year. According to the ministry, Thailand's northeast, the agricultural heartland, saw the highest number of deaths. It also warned people with underlying medical conditions to limit their time outdoors. A wave of exceptionally hot weather blasted the country in recent weeks, prompting authorities to issue warnings about scorching hot weather on a near-daily basis. The kingdom this year experienced a delay in its monsoon season, with sweltering hot weather lasting longer than normal. In April, Thailand recorded a temperature of 44.2 degrees Celsius in the northern province of Lampang, just shy of the all-time national record of 44.6 degrees Celsius last year. Malaysia secure narrow win over South Korea. Sports when we come back.
Discover how to elevate your wardrobe with designs that celebrate and understand Malaysian women.
I was inspired by the baju kurung, the kimonos, the saris. Everything is just being, tying, and that's how I started.
When I style something, not just on myself, but also on my clients, I would tell them, like, look, get this sarong, pair it with a leather jacket or something.
It needs to be practical. It needs to be practical. It needs to be suitable to the weather.
Catch Women Talk this Saturday at 5 p.m. on TV3. Stream now on Tonton.
Pembunuhan yang paling kejam yang pernah berlaku di negara ini lah.
Dia diseksa
Itu yang saya tak boleh nak lupa.
Keadaan masa tu nampak kelam kabut sikit.
Memang sedih. Kes itu menggemparkan negara.
Ada sesuatu sedang berlaku di sanalah. Kita nak cari kebenaran.
Menyoroti kes-kes yang pernah menggemparkan dunia dan Malaysia, segalanya akan dirungkai dalam Fail Mahkamah setiap Rabu 9 malam. Terbaharu di TV3 dan stream sekarang ditonton.
Welcome back. The Malaysian Super League stands on the cusp of a technological revolution with the anticipated introduction of the Video Assistant Referee VAR system. This technological advancement marks a significant milestone in the history of Malaysian football, and a new era of decision-making procedures on the pitch is set to begin. Nightline's Hakim Azman reports.
VAR is a technology system in football that assists referees by reviewing specific decisions with video footage and communication headsets. It aims to correct clear and obvious errors and serious misincidents concerning goals, penalty decisions, direct record incidents, and mistaken identity. Now, after a thorough research and evaluation since August last year, the Malaysian Football League MFL decided that the 2024-25 season is the ideal time for its first implementation in the league. The question is, how are they going to conduct it?
We deployed the 4-truck system, so we have 4 mobile trucks that VAR is implemented internally, and these trucks will travel to each stadium for matches. So the equipment from the VAR truck will be patched into the production cameras. So every stadium, every match, the production cameras will go for live broadcast. All that cameras will be split into 2 outputs, which is going to the live broadcast vehicle and going into the VAR vehicle. From the VAR vehicle, there is a feedback to the broadcast vehicle, which shows whatever that they are reviewing.
According to Stewart, the implementation, which is expected to cost about 3.2 million ringgit per season, will be the biggest achievement for the MFL this season. He noted that while FIFA has approved the use of the system in the league, he encouraged football fans to remain patient.
I believe we will also improve this as we go along. Over the seasons, we'll ensure that the tech is improved, the stability is improved, and we'll go accordingly. But it's the first year, first phase, so we ensure teething problems will happen, but we'll definitely we'll be ready for any challenges.
Meanwhile, former FIFA referee Subkidin Muhammad Saleh said VAR promises to minimize human error, ensuring that critical calls do not unfairly influence the outcome of the matches. This could in turn bolster the league's credibility and attract a broader audience both domestically and internationally.
And I think with this VAR also, we can put high potential young referees on the pitch. For example, now we can put young referees to officiate in the top level matches, and then we put the best VAR to managing. Maybe if they make some clear mistake, then they can help to make to correct the decision. So I think this is one of beautiful about the VAR, to develop the young referees on the high level matches.
Despite this, Subkidin called for the local referees to not become overly reliant on the technology. He urged them to trust their instincts in making decisions on the field to avoid becoming lazy.
We always encourage them, motivate them to make decisions on the pitch. Don't think about this VAR. So they need to be strong without any help, from the assistant or from the VAR. So this is need to, put this approach, to our referees in Malaysian League.
The integration of VAR into the Malaysian Super League represents a progressive stride towards modernizing the sport and aligning with international standards. Now, beyond its impact on bolstering the league's credibility, it could also serve as a stepping stone for more local referees to officiate international matches, including the esteemed Asian Champions League as well as the World Cup. Hakim Azman, Nightline, TV3.
On to hockey, the 2024 Sultan Azlan Shah Cup. The national squad scored a solitary goal to beat South Korea in the final round-robin game on Friday evening. The Speedy Tigers got the lead early through Muhammad Akimullah Anwar Isuk, who scored in the 7th minute at the Azlan Shah Stadium. Akimullah came close to extending the lead in the third quarter, but he squandered it by flicking it over the goal post. In the final quarter, Malaysia almost secured a 2-0 victory, but the front pack failed to find the back of the net. The national squad will play against New Zealand in the bronze medal playoff on Saturday, while South Korea face Canada for the 5th place finish. Tennis, the 2024 Italian Open. Dusan Lajovic fought tooth and nail to overcome Lorenzo Sonego on Friday to reach the second round of the tournament. The world number 64 had to battle for 2 hours and 32 minutes to claim a 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 victory against the Italian. Lajovic is set to face 17th seeded Sebastian Baez next. In the women's singles, world number 1 Iga Swiatek eased past American Bernarda Pera with a 6-love, 6-2 win in their second round clash. The Polish will face Yulia Putintseva of Kazakhstan in the third round. Joining her was Naomi Osaka. The Japanese played one of her best performances of the season after beating Marta Kostyuk 6-3, 6-2 in just 71 minutes. The former world number 1 will face 10th seeded Daria Kasatkina next. Drugs worth over 4 million ringgit seized. The details after this short break. Keguguran dan kehamilan luar rahim ialah antara komplikasi kehamilan.
Syima ingat lagi muka doktor tu sebab dia ingat memang betul-betul Syima nak mati.
Adakah faktor usia menjadi punca utama?
Bila seorang wanita itu berusia 35 tahun dan ke atas, itu dah consider ibu yang tua.
Ia dianggap tua ke?
Unfortunately.
Sempena Hari Ibu, Helidoktor berbincang mengenai komplikasi kehamilan pada hari Ahad 5.30 petang di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton. Nightline continues. In Johor, a drug syndicate was crippled after police arrested 4 individuals, including a senior citizen, and seized various types of drugs with over 4.3 million ringgit. State Police Chief Commissioner M. Kumar said the arrest and seizure were made in a raid at a waterhouse in Pontian last Saturday. The suspects comprise a 75-year-old elderly woman and 3 men aged 40 to 59. Initial investigations found that the syndicate, believed to have been active since February, was using the waterhouse to process and repackage the drugs before distributing them in the local market. During the operation, police seized 25.5 kilograms of ecstasy powder, 1,700 ecstasy pills, 970 Aramin 5 pills, 232.6 grams of ketamine and ganja weighing over 369 grams. Additionally, various equipment used for processing and packaging drugs was seized, along with 6 cars and more than 60,000 ringgit cash, including in Singapore dollars. Authorities are also looking into the role of the elderly women, as well as the house next to where the raid was conducted. All the suspects have been remanded for a week to assist investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act. 7 police officers, including a senior official with the rank of Assistant Commissioner, who were arrested over a 1.25 million ringgit extortion case, have been remanded under the Security Offences Special Measures Act, SOSMA. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Razaruddin Hussein said the suspects, aged 32 to 50, have been remanded for 28 days, beginning Friday until June 5th. In a statement, Razaruddin said the probe into the case so far found that the group worked together to commit crimes and that the 28-day remand was to enable further investigations to be carried out. The others remanded include a deputy superintendent, 2 inspectors, a sergeant and a lance corporal, along with another inspector aged 34 who was arrested in Kuala Lumpur after he turned himself in on Thursday night. Previously, Razaruddin had confirmed the arrest of 6 of the suspects over their suspected involvement in an extortion case involving 1.25 million ringgit. The case is being investigated under Section 130U of the Penal Code, which pertains to an organised criminal group. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look as about 200 torch bearers passed the Olympic torch in Marseille during the first leg of the torch relay event. The ceremony concluded with the torch being carried by some of Marseille's football icons and ended with former Chelsea striker Didier Drogba lighting the cauldron. With that, I'm Nadia Azmi. Thank you for tuning in and have a great weekend.